Hi! Today we're going to use texture and foil sheets to make a captivating Christmas Cardinal card using the Stampin' Up! Toile Christmas stamp set and Christmas Cardinal dies. The results of combining the embossing and foil sheets are just stunning. I'm Shelly Godby, the owner and CEO of Stamping Smiles, and for 18 years I've been teaching others how to create their own hand-stamped smiles. And you're going to be especially pleased how easy it is to make my captivating Christmas Cardinal card. Here's a closer view of the beautiful Toile Christmas stamp set and coordinating Christmas Cardinal dies. Both of these are from the 2019 Stampin' Up! Holiday Catalog. When you order the two of them together using the special bundle item number I've listed right here, you'll save 10% on both. So we're going to do some embossing and die cutting, but before we do that, we have a little bit of prep work to do. And look what I have here, the copper foil sheets, a piece of that. Isn't that pretty? Well, this coordinates with the brightly gleaming, especially designer series paper we'll be using too. So what I want to do, because I'm going to use a couple of the dies that are really very fine. Okay, so we'll be using those two in addition to others. Instead of trying to put adhesive on them afterwards, we're going to create our own self-adhesive die cut, and we'll do that with the Sizzix adhesive sheets. Stampin' Up! Used to carry these, and I just love them. They don't anymore. So I'll have a link under the video where you can pick them up on Amazon if you'd like, so you don't have to mess with all that glue afterwards. So we just put that backing piece on, and it goes on the back side. And if you have anything extra like this, you do want to trim it off. I was trying to figure out where I was picking up. I thought, what's getting on my cutting pads? How am I? And like, oh, because I wasn't being as careful as I should be with these. And if it hung over, at 3,000 pounds of pressure, it was sticking to my cutting pads. So now that we've got that done, let me grab my die cutting machine. I've got my Big Shot die cutting machine, and we'll start with the embossing. So first I need to build up the appropriate thickness, and so I have the Big Shot platform, and we'll be using that hammered metal 3D embossing folder from the holiday catalog, and we will be embossing, well, the copper foil sheets. This is going to look fantastic. So we'll put this inside. All right, and close it. So now this is thicker than a regular embossing folder, the 3D. So I need, trying to get that straight, the 3D embossing plate, okay? It's a little bit thicker. You can either use a standard cutting pad and figure out how many shims of cardstock you need, or just get this. It makes life a lot easier. All right, and so we'll put this in. And Stampin' Up! Says to put the hinge in first. And I asked my husband, I said, why? He thought it would help to keep the cardstock from moving. And we don't need a cutting pad on top. It'll be too thick, but it's not going to hurt anything because we're not cutting, okay? So then we'll just crank that through, and wait till you see this. Oh, is that gorgeous or what? All right, so we've got more embossing to do. And so now I have the Big Shot platform, and I have the subtle embossing folder. This is the Sizzix one, and not the Stampin' Up! So this is going to change. If you order this now in my online store, you will want to use that 3D embossing folder plate. So what I have here is some pretty Peacock cardstock. We'll put that in. And so the appropriate sandwich for this, whoops, there we go, is this time will be a standard cutting pad. Okay, so let's build that up. Put this in, and then we'll just put this through. So if you get the new Stampin' Up! Ones, the embossing, 3D embossing folder plate, okay? And so this truly is subtle, but I love the little bit of texture it gives it, and it's going to add a lot to our card. All right, so we've got that done. So I'm going to switch some things out. We're going to start die cutting now. Whoops. And I'm going to use, instead of the Big Shot platform, the magnetic platform, because I'm going to be using all those thin metal dies from the Christmas Cardinal dies. And so we need a cutting pad. And look at this, we're going to use this, we're going to die cut this, and that will be with the Cardinal die, so that edge that you can feel, that goes down. Okay, And then to finish it, the appropriate thickness is another cutting pad. So you could use the Big Shot platform with the thin die adapter. I just really love the magnetic platform because it holds the dies in place for me. And so we have our Cardinal die cut. He's looking oh so good. We'll pop that piece out. There we go. It gives it more definition. Okay, so let's just push that back through. And then we're going to use the, let me show you. I've got some Very Vanilla cardstock here. The stitched nested dies. Oh, very, very pretty. And we'll start with this one. There we go. And then the cutting pad. All right. We are just cranking things out, literally. All right, we've got that. And I'll have a link to my blog post with all the measurements that I'm using. And again, with the stitched nested dies. And so this, you know, that raised edge, that's what goes down. And these are really cool with the stitching because you get the stitching along the inside. And then if you want to use the negative to create a window, you've got it on both sides. They're just, we've got a lot of that double stitched shapes in the 2019-2020 Stampin' Up! Catalog. There we go. So I was wanting to make sure I put that on there straight because those are in a line, right? Okay. And a couple more things to die cut and we'll be done. Look at this. From the Brightly Gleaming Designer Series paper, we've got that copper that coordinates with the copper that we just die cut from the same package of paper. The coordination is just amazing, and with the copper foil sheets. So this time we want the branch die. So what's fun about this is, you know, I did a card for Stamping Playground where I did all the coloring and it went very quickly. I thought, I want to try something without coloring. I thought, how beautiful would all of this detail be with the Brightly Gleaming Specialty Designer Series paper? And it absolutely is. So that's just pop right out. Beautiful, beautiful. And so the last thing, remember our copper foil sheet with the adhesive sheet on the back, so it makes a self-adhesive die cut. Well, you'll see why we want that after we die cut these two little swirls. And cut your, here, I want to hear good contact. When I use, you hear that? I want to hear that so it'll stay in place for me. I want to hear the contact. And sometimes you need to move it around on the magnetic platform to find the magnets. It's not one solid magnet. There are a bunch of little circles. Okay. Oh, there we go. I think we've got it. And both of these will fit on this piece. There we go. Yeah, let's move that till we find them. All right. And then to finish it, our cutting pad again. This gives us just the right amount of thickness, but let's place it on instead of scooting it on. Because if you scoot it, you can scoot the dies. You certainly don't want to do that. And cut your, anytime you use the foil sheets, cut them to size, because if you don't, you'll end up ruining them because this will get etched into them. The cut marks on the cutting pads will get etched right into them. And so these will pop out. Oh, look at that. These will come out and will be absolutely gorgeous accents on our captivating Christmas Cardinal card. So we have all of our die cutting and embossing done, and look at all the elements together. Oh, they look fantastic, and wait till you see it all come together on the card. And Very Vanilla, because Very Vanilla is the neutral in the Brightly Gleaming Designer Series paper. So, oh, so pretty and coordinated. And speaking of coordinating, I want to do that with my stamping too, and I'm using the pretty Peacock cardstock, and it's in our paper. So we'll use the pretty Peacock Classic Stampin' Pad. So to open it, you pick this lid up, slide it in, and then a quick swipe on my stamping sleeves because I was just really tired of smudging my handmade cards. I've even done it as I was putting it into an envelope, and I said to my mom, got to come up with something. This is what I'd like. And then she developed the stamping sleeves. And I'll have a link under the video where you can go check it out if you're tired of smudging and ruining your handmade cards too. So this For You With Love is from the Toile Christmas stamp set. And we'll come up over here and stamp straight up and down. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so we'll use this pad again, and Very Vanilla cardstock for the inside, and I will be using our sentiment. May this season be filled with beautiful moments and happy memories for you and those you hold most dear. Isn't that pretty? So we're gently tapping on the pad. These classic Stampin' pads, you just get amazing coverage with them. And then again, straight up and down. I don't want to press too hard. Firm, but not too hard. Oh, very pretty. So let's give it a little touch. Here's a swirl we can stamp. We got the die cut swirls, and then we have this, and I thought we'll just put that right underneath. Oh, very nice touch. All right, so to close the pads, what I like to do is a little push from back here, pull on the lip, flip, and hear that click. You want to hear that click, and then a swipe on your stamping sleeves, because we sure don't want to mess anything up right now. All right, so I've got pretty Peacock cardstock, and we need our snail adhesive to put this inside. And I know it's right here. Well, there it is. If it was a snake, it would have bit me. So we'll go ahead, and I like to put my finger where those ridges are, and 1 inch in each corner is really good. And if you go slow, think like a snail, look, you get a great trail of adhesive, a full amount. So snail stands for super neat, affordable inline adhesive. And oh, look at that coverage it'll give us. It's very good. And once I'm happy with my placement, I press down. There we go. So with all the stamping done, we're ready to assemble. And so normally when I have textured cardstock, I use the mini glue dots for that extra hold, because snail works best when everything's flat. But this is subtle. So what I want to do is use the snail adhesive instead, because sometimes when I do an embossing folder, I will see little gaps, and I don't want that. All right, so I'm still going to keep my finger where the ridges are and go nice and slow. Because I don't want any gaps, I'm going to do the whole perimeter, still going slow, and look at that. A complete trail of adhesive. So just think like a snail. There you go. And then, oh, look how pretty. Tone on tone, love it. It's subtle. It is a subtle look, yet it just adds quite a touch of class. All right, that's beautifully centered, so let's press everywhere. And so then I will go ahead and use mini glue dots and get these out. This is just a holder, not a dispenser. So you peel them back till you can see them in the light. And I'm going to take our cardstock or paper to it, press down. Okay. And you don't want to touch them if at all possible, because it does take away from their extreme stickiness. Let me set that one aside, and then I have this little one. Okay. Same idea. And so what I did, we'll set that aside too. I have this, and I want to set it on there without it adhering. Not yet. So I can figure out my placement. But then when I put the Cardinal, because I tried the Cardinal, let me show you, just against the blue, and that was okay. But these two just against the, they were okay, but they just really popped and allowed for a greeting against the Very Vanilla. Okay. And, oh, so pretty. And we'll need to put mini glue dots on here too, but I'm wanting to look at my placement. Okay, that's looking really good. So before I press anything down, and I had all that on there, and I thought, boy, I would like just a little bit more color, something to fill it in, and that's where this piece comes in. And just a little layer right here. There we go. So we'll press on that and press on this. Oh. All right, so now Because of the texture, we'll use mini glue dots again. I wouldn't need it where it's hitting it, but once I start using mini glue dots, I just want to keep using them. It's just easier. They're in my hand. And then trying to figure out where it'll hit, the smooth cardstock. You know, whatever makes it easier. Come over here. Let's get our branch and a leaf. Okay, press down, come up. All right, and how about right there? That's looking good. So one fancy leaf with the pretty peacock color and the gold foil in it. Okay, let's not press yet. Oh yeah, I think that's good. Let's check, because we need him to be on the card, not off the edge. Off the edge means it can't go into an envelope, and that kind of aggravates me when I see designs like that. It's like, nope, this is our palette. Okay, you know what we're gonna do? Pick this up oh so carefully and come over just a little bit more. It can go off the edge of the subtle embossed. Here, what that'll allow for us is, there we go. Okay, so, and I do like going off the edge of a layer, but staying within the parameters of the card. Because we pretty much mail our cards. We don't do too much hand delivering, right? Okay, so now for him, a great way to dress up a card is to add dimension, and we'll do that with the Stampin Dimensionals, these foam adhesive dots. Okay, we'll give him some support and his tail. And then for the feet, I could trim those down, but hey, I don't have to, because look what we have now. Whoops, didn't bring that with me. The mini Stampin Dimensionals. So they're just little tiny baby Stampin Dimensionals, and that'll fit in really well right there. Okay, and so the trick to get the backing off is you just press down with your thumbnail, and it makes the edge pop up and easy to pop off, or peel off. There we go. And right here. So we've got him on the branch and still on the card with that pretty vanilla, very vanilla behind it. And we can see our greetings. Oh, pretty, pretty. And remember these, it needed a little something more, and how perfect are these? So we have the adhesive on here, Sizzix adhesive sheets, and that's going to peel off easily. There we go. And we'll just put a little swirl in over here. Oh, isn't that pretty? What a nice little touch. And then this one. There we go. Bring it in over here. Yeah. Gracious. And so we just have one little finishing touch, and you're going to love this. All right, so what I have here are the Noble Peacock Rhinestones. And this is my take your pick tool with the spatula. And we're going to give him a gorgeous eye. And so the spatula lets you get up and under. I press down so the adhesive is, pressing the adhesive onto the rhinestone. And so the adhesive doesn't stay on the backing. And give him an eye. And that makes him look finished, doesn't it? And there we go. Our captivating Christmas Cardinal card with the Toile Christmas bundle. If you'd like to make my captivating Christmas Cardinal card, all the supplies are listed below the video and available to order now in my online store, www.shopwithshelly.com. I'm Shelly Godby, teaching you how to create hand stamped smiles. Thanks for watching.